All right, let's talk about Bari. This place is fascinating. It's a city of incredible contrasts, where two completely different worlds collide right on the edge of the Adriatic Sea. It's truly a city with two souls, and we're about to explore both.
And wow, you can see why, right? Just look at that. It's so much more than a port city. It's a place where centuries of history are literally framed by that gorgeous blue water. This view, well, it's the perfect place for us to start. So here's how we're going to tackle this. Our little journey today will take us through Bari's two very distinct personalities. First, we'll dive into its ancient, tangled heart, and then we'll head out to its grand, sweeping seafront.
First up, we're diving into Bari Vecchia, the old town. And I mean, calling it a historic district doesn't even do it justice. It's a living, breathing labyrinth, a maze of narrow alleyways just packed with history.
You know, getting lost in these streets, that's not a bug. It's a feature. That's the whole point. You just wander, and around every corner, you stumble upon these amazing little hidden squares and stunning architecture. It's a total sensory overload, in the best way. You can smell the focaccia baking, you hear the chatter of the local dialect. It just pulls you right in.
Okay, so right in the middle of all this, you find this fortress of faith, the Basilica of St. Nicholas. This building is absolutely fundamental to Bari's identity. It's a huge pilgrimage site for both Catholics and Orthodox Christians, a real crossroads of faith. And the story behind this place? It's like something out of an adventure movie. It all kicked off in 1087, when some Baresi sailors went on a mission to bring the relics of St. Nicholas here from what is now Turkey. And it took over 100 years to build this incredible church to house them. And this is what I mean about its two sides. Look at the outside, it looks more like a castle than a church, right? Super stern, really imposing. But then you go inside, down into the crypt, and it's this completely serene, quiet space where the saint's tomb rests under this beautiful canopy of ornate columns.
But you know, the monuments are incredible. But the real beating heart of Bari Vecchia, you find that in its living traditions. And there is no better place to see that in action than on this one very special street.
Yeah, there are no staged performances here. That really hits the nail on the head. This is the real deal. Every single day, local women, the nanas, sit right outside their front doors, making the region's famous ear-shaped pasta by hand. It's a skill they've passed down for generations, and it all just happens right there in the open. It's not a show for tourists, it's just life.
So you've got this cozy, ancient, almost claustrophobic world of the old town. But what happens when it slams right into the wide-open sea? Well, that's where the other half of Bari's story begins. Let's step out into the open air.
All right, part two. We're moving from those narrow, winding streets out to the sweeping, open vistas of the Lungomare, Bari's absolutely magnificent seafront promenade.
So, what exactly is a lungomare? I mean, literally, it means along the sea. But in Bari, it's so much more. It was a massive project back in the 20s and 30s, designed to be the city's grand front porch. It's the stage for public life, the place where generations of families have walked, talked, and just watched the sea.
And when you stroll along this promenade with these gorgeous ornamental lampposts and palm trees, the view back toward the old city skyline, it is just, wow, unforgettable. This is also where the city's grand cultural institutions start to appear, like its famous theaters.
And this number, 1,482, that tells you everything you need to know about Bari's ambition. They weren't just building a local theater, they were making a statement. This made the Teatro Petruzzelli the fourth largest opera house in all of Italy.
I mean, just look at this place. From the outside, it's stunning, but inside, it's pure opulence. And the history here, we're talking everyone from the greatest opera legends to icons like Frank Sinatra and Ray Charles have performed on that stage. It's unreal.
Okay, so to really get how these two worlds connect, we've got to change our perspective. We need to go up. We need to see it all from above.
And our first stop is a big one, 62 meters. That makes the Punta San Cataldo lighthouse the third tallest in the entire country. That's some serious height.
Okay, full disclosure, it's a bit of a workout. 380 steps to the top will definitely get your heart pumping. But trust me, the payoff is absolutely worth it. The view you get, it lays the entire city, the harbor, the whole coastline out for you like a map.
Now, if climbing all those stairs isn't really your thing, there's another way up.
The Ferris wheel, right on the seafront, gives you this incredible, dynamic, rotating view of all the big landmarks, especially the Old Town and that massive Schwabian castle.
So this brings us to the big question, right? How do you take these two totally different parts, the maze-like Old Town and this huge open seafront, and make them feel like one single city?
Well, the answer is in the city's unique rhythm. It's a mix of all these little sensory details. That smell of fresh focaccia, the sight of fishermen mending their nets in the sun, the sound of pasta being made, blended with these grand moments, like the first notes of an opera floating out from the theater, or just the sound of the sea.
And that's really the key takeaway here. Bari isn't a city of two separate halves. It's a city defined by the conversation between those two halves. It's where the intimate alleys and the wide open sea are constantly in dialogue. They just belong together.
So, we'll leave you with that final thought. If you were to step into Bari's rhythm, where would you start? Would you get lost in the ancient heart first, or would you start by breathing in that fresh sea air on the promenade? It's a great city to just imagine yourself in.